There are more cattle just in this section of land designated as a national seashore than there are TULE elk in the world. I started seeing articles about plans to kill the elk on behalf of the cattle. Apparently some of the elk were showing up on ranch lands and were supposedly creating a threat to the ranching business by eating grass and damaging fences. So these amazing native animals were being presented as the bad guys. What were these private ranches doing on the public land of a national seashore in the first place? On the topic of water, one of the sadder stories I learned was that of the elk die-off during the 2012 to 2014 drought, during which the fenced-in animals were denied access to water. This was justified because droughts are naturally occurring events and animals die off in such events. I would argue that animals aren't naturally prevented from being able to move to water sources.
The same dry conditions that are driving wildfires across Northern California are putting a special California species, the TULE elk, at risk.
In last evening's fog, I spotted a herd gathered around their water hole, but it's bone dry. In fact, most of the water sources for the elk at the Tomales Point Reserve have dried up or are very depleted. And if a wildfire starts in the reserve, the elk can't escape. They're penned in by this cattle guard and an 8-foot fence that runs from Tomales Bay to the cliffs by the ocean. The advocates tell me the Park Service is more concerned about keeping the elk away from cattle ranchers than doing what's best for this California native, and that is allowing them to roam free.
They shouldn't be locked up in a place where there isn't a perennial stream that can provide them water in a safe sense.
There's a fire burning right ahead of me. Point Reyes is closed down. The whole sky is filled with smoke. It's orange and it's pretty scary. We are following a group of activists who are very bravely going to give water to elk who are trapped by an 8-foot fence on a peninsula. These brave activists are risking their own personal freedom, they're risking arrest, they're risking fines, potential jail time in order to save this amazing species who are hanging on to life by a thread. And they are going to be carrying water by hand to save these TULE elk's lives. The NPS sadly has decided to do nothing about it so far. They say they have a contingency plan. We've asked them to put that contingency plan into place. They have not.
Just check in with you and tell you how it went. It went really, really well. The short stories, we have 2 troughs filled to the brim, out there, away from sight, no rangers in sight, no one knows we've come and gone.
We are at the end of a very long day, and I am happy to share with you that it has been a huge success. The activists were able to get water in for the elk, and so now mums and their babies have some water for just a couple more days. We're absolutely thrilled. It's thanks to the brave activists and to you, people in California, in the USA and around the world who have been so generous to provide the things that they needed, the hose pipes, the water, the troughs, fuel to get up there. We are so grateful to you for making sure that the elk have just a few more days. Please, please keep the pressure on. This is not a done deal. The NPS is still failing to act. So please contact the NPS, keep the pressure up, share this do all of the actions in the description. Keep donating and sharing this, and we really appreciate all that you're doing to keep these elk alive. It's so important. Every life out there matters, and we're just so grateful to you for caring. So thank you.